Let's get into this. I'm gonna like walk us through the first one, and you're gonna walk me through the second one. So, on this first one, it gives us the equation y equals 450 minus 20x, right? So who can tell me on this graph on the left, which this is from a lesson the other day where we had a tank full of water and we were losing water. Oh, yeah. Who can point out where these numbers are on the graph for me? Ivy, where can you find these numbers?
450, the y-intercept.
So right there, the y-intercept, okay. What about negative 20?
Isn't that the slope or something? It just goes down from there.
So let's see. Let's look at this dot and this dot. Down 4. Right 4. That doesn't really work well. But in context, here's where it is actually is. Down 20, right 1. In context, what was happening to this tank if it has a slope of negative 20?
Every minute it's losing 20 gallons.
Yeah, so tank is 450 when full. That's in context and on our graph right here. Right? And then loses 20 gallons a minute. And that's right here. That's our slope and our y-intercept. Can everybody visualize that both on the graph with the slope and the y-intercept and slope in the equation? We can see it both places pretty easy, right? Are we making that connection? Okay. Now here's the challenge. What form is this one in? Knowing our two forms we've been looking at. Yeah, I'm going to write SI for slope-intercept, okay? This other situation with these figs and almonds that we've been messing with a few times now, I think it was $6 per pound of almonds plus $9 per pound of figs totaled $75, right? What form is this one in? Standard. This one's called standard form, okay? Let's call it Stan. All right, Stanley. Anyway, here's the challenge that you need to do with your partner. Is the one dude, what's his name? What's the dude's name? Max? What's the guy's name? For number 2?
Stan.
Claire? Oh, it's Claire. Never, sorry. So Claire's your name. Claire is confused because Claire's saying, hey, we got this equation, 6x plus 9y equals 75, and I can't find a 6, 9, or 75 anywhere up in there. But I'll let you know this. You got to make the connection because this line is this equation. So where's the disconnect? What's going on? I need you to prove that this line is that equation even though we don't see 6, 9, or 75 on that line. Okay, so check this out. I'm going to take the way of proving this that I didn't hear anybody take. You ready? I'm borrowing this person's calculator. Thank you, this person. Okay, so remember when we were finding those carnival rides and games, how easy it was to find if I did all of one or all of another? So for this, I'm going to see how many almonds I can get if I got all almonds. So if I did that, would you all agree that I could $6 per pound of almond and I could spend all $75 on it? Which means how many pounds of almonds could I buy? 12.5. And guess what, friends? On this graph, 12.5 is right there. Okay, let's say I'm feeling a little, I want to jam out, make some fig jam. Okay? $9 per pound, I could spend all 75 on those figs. Or as Zeph calls it, wasp guts. And I get 8 1/3. Look at right there. 2 points on the line. So even though 6, 9, or 75 aren't on there, is this the right line?
No.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
It would be the real line.
It is. I proved it with the intercepts. So remember, standard form is awesome for getting intercepts, right? It was like pretty easy. It's just thinking back to the carnival, rides, and games. Now, here's another way that I heard most people do this. They said, Mr. Mac, bruh, on the left, we solved for y and we saw the stuff. Or we didn't even have to solve for y. It was in slope-intercept form. So like, let's get it in slope-intercept form. So let's do it. So if I solve for y, it is in slope-intercept form. And I get negative 2/3 x plus 8 1/3. Well, let's check this out. Can I see the 8 1/3 here? Yeah. Can I see the negative 2/3 here? Yeah, it's all there. So which one matches the graph visually the best? Which form? Standard or slope-intercept? Slope-intercept. Here is the biggest hint I'm going to give you. It's legit called slope-intercept. So what do you think's up in there?
A slope.
A slope and an intercept. Here's how to remember which one's which. Easiest way. Concept, right? The slope is a rate of change, something that happens over and over. See that multiplication happening right there? That's happening over and over. That's a rate of change or slope. When x is 0, what happens to this whole thing every time? It's 0, right? So what are you left with? When x is 0, y is always? The y-intercept or b. That's a b. I know it looks like a 6, but yeah. Do you see how I can use concept to have b there? So the visual of the graph matches slope-intercept very well. But I like the idea that the combination of almonds and figs totals $75 as well. Different equations are going to have different strengths, and they're going to give a different lean on the story, right? Because what this one down here says is the number of figs I can buy is negative 2/3 for every pound of almonds I buy plus 8 1/3. So this one tells me how many figs I can buy, where this one tells me the combination of figs and almonds. Like, they're equivalent. I proved equivalency, but they kind of give us a different side of the story. Maybe a choose-your-own-adventure situation, okay?
I love those books.
Yeah. I'll go over A with you, and then you guys are going to do the rest. So looking at A, it's in standard form. Slope-intercept forms I said equal to what letter?
B? B. Or Y.
Y, right? Good news. We know how to make equivalent equations by doing the same thing to one side and the other. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides first. Remember the cars and trucks question? This is just cars and trucks right now, baby. So y is 4/3 x plus 1. Does everybody see how I got there?
Yep.
Okay, so then we need to interpret our answer. The slope is the thing that happens over and over in our equation. What's happening over and over?
Negative or other than 4x.
4/3. 4/3 is happening over and over. That's our slope. Number one wrong answer I get here. 4/3 x. X is part of the ordered pair. It's not the slope. X is part of the solution, right? X, y ordered pair. Okay, when x is 0, what does y equal?
What?
1. That's the y-intercept. You'll see it, the letter B for the y-intercept. Cool. So when you get slope-intercept, check it out. Slope y-intercept is just like there in our face.
Wait, so M is X and
M,
B is
no,
Y?
nope. X and y are any ordered pair on the line. M is the slope of the line, and B is the y-intercept of the line. All right. You and your partner, numbers 2 through 5, match them up.
I do too.
I'm trying to get y alone. So I'm going to subtract 12x from both sides, which leaves me with negative 4y equals negative 12x plus 8. Just a new equivalent equation. Now I need to get rid of that negative 4. I'm going to get rid of times negative 4 by dividing everything by negative 4. And that leaves me with y equals 3x minus 2. So looking for the slope, what's the part of this that's happening over and over? Times 3, right? That's the slope, not x. X is part of the ordered pair answer. Okay, the slope is 3. Then, when x is 0, so we're talking about the y-intercept, when x is 0, what does y equal to? 2. Negative 2. When I put 0 in here, y has to equal negative 2. So m equals 3, and then 0, negative 2. There we go. 2 goes with E. All right, let's look at number 3, numero tres. Let's go with this color next. Number 3, I got 8x plus 2y is 16. Again, to be in slope-intercept form, I'm looking to get y alone. So minus 8x, minus 8x. I got 2y equals negative 8x plus 16. So here we are. We're trying to get y alone. I'm dividing both sides by 2. And I get a negative 4x plus 8. So let's go to concept to get our slope and y-intercept out of this. What's happening over and over? Times negative 4. That's the slope, right? And when x is 0, what is y? 8.
It's that.
It's always going to be that, because if x is 0 and it's times 0, it's always going to be 0. You guys understand, anywhere on this y-axis, x always equals 0. Right? So this goes with negative 4, 0, 8, D. Yeah, I have a question. I love it. Number 4. I had some people freaking out about the fraction. The fraction is no big deal. If I'm trying to get y alone, what's the first thing I'm getting rid of?
X.
Yeah, minus x. So I add x. So I'm right here. X plus 1/3. How do I get rid of times 1/3? Divide by 1/3, but we don't divide by fractions. We multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm multiplying everything by 3 here to get y equals 3x plus 1. So equivalent equation, same equation. But now what's the thing that's happening over and over? A slope of 3. When x is 0, what is y? 1, which is the y-intercept. So a slope of 3, a y-intercept of 1. Looks like I'm going all the way up. Just to make sure you understand, this x and y are like any points. Like I could put a negative 2 in for x, right? And that gives me y equals negative 5, which is point negative 2, negative 5, right? This is just a special one called the y-intercept. I put 0 in for x, right? Because on the y-axis, x is 0. So just keep in mind, this x, y for this equation is all the points on that line forever. That's what yeah. Just the y-intercept's a nice special point, the starting point. Oh, I already did that color. Here we go. Last one. I'm gonna add 4x to both sides. So 3y equals 4x minus 6. To undo that times 3, I'm going to divide by 3. So y equals 4/3 x minus 2. What's the thing happening over and over? 4/3 is my rate of change or my slope. And when x is 0, what is y? Negative 2, which appears to be C. Just right. We'll call C Goldilocks. There we go. We did it.